My name is Eunice Kamal, Research Assistant. I do research and monitoring of avifauna on Lewa Wildlife Conservancy. Having studied wildlife in campus, we studied all aspects of wildlife, and for me, I had passion since I was young because I've been brought up in a rural setup, and you see birds, some of them got persecuted by people, and then that passion that just comes in, and then you want to know why is it happening. And so once I studied and saw there's a gap even in conservation of birds, so I developed that passion, and until now, that's what I'm doing. Birds are important to us. For example, we have birds are used as ecological indicators, and therefore monitoring especially their population closely makes it possible to see any changes in the environment, because as we said, it's used as environmental indicators. And then secondly, we have avitourism, which promotes tourism in Kenya. So some people just come to see birds because they are birds, they have passion in birds, and some birds are very beautiful when you see them, and therefore it also promotes avitourism. For example, we have a fish eagle. When there's presence of fish eagles in a certain wetland, then that means that that wetland is ecologically healthy. But once you see that the population has gone down, then you have to question the health of that ecosystem, the health of that wetland. What we generally do, especially now here on Lewa, we usually monitor the water birds. We also monitor the raptors. We also generally do general bird surveys, where the surveys are aimed at keeping an updated list for all the birds on Lewa. On Lewa we have more than 450 different bird species, and therefore we have to be in the field as many times as possible so that we can keep that list as updated as possible also. And we also have bird walks through our bird club, which has more than 40 participants, or 40 members, and therefore they also bring their input in updating our bird checklist. Water birds are used to measure the health of the ecosystem, especially when it comes to wetlands, and therefore we have to keep a close monitoring of the population, how the population is just going, is it declining, is it stable, is it constant. So we have to go out there, we count the water birds, and that one will now tell us, is there a decline? Then we question the health of our wetlands. Then if the population is okay, then that means that the ecosystem is healthy. And for the water birds, we also participate in the national events. For example, we participate in the annual water bird count that is held annually by the National Museums of Kenya. Lewa hosts like more than 150 great crown crane, which is an endangered species, and therefore Lewa has been a very successful breeding ground for the endangered great crown crane. And also we also participate in the national census, like the one was held last year for the national count of all the great crown cranes in Kenya. We have the swamp. The Lewa swamp has been has played a very key role in the success of the breeding of the great crown cranes, because we have reduced predation, and therefore the chicks can fully survive. We also have the tall grass, and therefore the chicks can be able to survive and evade predation that mostly faces the chicks when they are young. And therefore we have the tall trees here that the great crown crane come and roost here, so the habitat is favorable for them. It's one thing that many people don't understand, but the vultures, yes, they feed on carcass, but the fact that they feed on carcass, they save us. They save us from the diseases, because the carcass harbor microorganisms for diseases like anthrax. This disease can spread very fast to other wildlife, to human beings, and therefore the vultures now come in, and they are like our garbage collectors, and therefore they prevent us from getting those diseases.